Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. It's your brother Dorashimat, and I'm back with the last installment of the Ten Commandments. So we're picking up at Exodus chapter 20 and verse 17. And it reads, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's." So obviously this is going into covet. And so what does coveting mean? So covet, it goes into desire, to lust after. So basically wanting something that's not yours. Okay? And so you see here, he says certain things that are your neighbor. So who is your neighbor? We already ran into that in the previous episode. Your fellow Israelite. Okay? So you're not supposed to covet your neighbor's things, the stuff that belongs to him. Okay? And so things that belong to your neighbors, those are his possession. So house is his possession. His wife is his possession, his manservant, his maidservant, his ox, his ass, or anything that belongs to him, his possessions. You're not supposed to covet it. Because when you covet things, you want them and then you want them to be yours. And so this could lead to stealing, which is breaking one of the Ten Commandments. This could also lead to you getting to an altercation with him and ending up committing murder, which is breaking the Ten Commandments. This could lead to you taking his wife, which is breaking one of the other Ten Commandments, or taking his maidservant or his manservant, which would go under stealing, or one of his animals, something like that. And sin, it begins in the mind. So that's how it starts off in our heart, which is our mind. So let's get some precepts. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 15. Let's go down to verse 15. It says, "The heart of man. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Declare unto us this parable. And Yahushua said, Are ye also yet without understanding? Do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth in at the mouth goeth into the belly and is cast out in the drought?" So this is talking about like eating. So things that you eat, food that you eat, when you eat it, it comes out. It goes into the toilet, It's a natural process. And now he gets spiritual. Those things which proceed out of the mouth come from the heart, and they defile the man. So the things that you say, in a way, that's what he's saying. So you have to think it. And that's your mind is your heart. So the things that you think about, those are the things that you say. And those are the things that can defile you. Your thoughts. So just like coveting, you take things into your mind, you have these thoughts in your mind, and then they produce action. So if you think on these scriptures, if you're like David, who dwelt on the word, dwelt on these laws and pondered the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, then you would enact those things. But if you let other covetous thoughts come into your mind, like what David did with Bathsheba, then those acts will come into fruition. Okay? And so, like if you think filthy things, and filthy things will come out of you. Like if you would have like corrupt communication if you thought worldly things. But if you think on these scriptures, your communication wouldn't be corrupt. Okay? Verse 19. "For out of the heart proceeded evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, theft, false witnesses, and blasphemies." And so, again, the heart is the mind. And so these evil thoughts, they produce these actions, these murders, these adulteries, these fornications, these thefts, which murder, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witnesses, all of that's part of the Ten Commandments that we've been going over for the last couple of weeks. And the process of breaking them all starts within your mind. Okay? It says blasphemies. "These are the things which defile a man. But to eat with an Unwashing hands defile it not the man. So what you eat, what you take in, like if you had dirty hands, if you dropped a piece of chicken on the floor, that doesn't defile you. He's talking about your thoughts defile you. Now, don't twist this and go in to say you can eat the abominable things in Leviticus chapter 11, because that's not what this is about. Because those things are not even considered food. That's made very clear in the scripture. Okay? Now let's go to the book of James, chapter 1, and verse 13. It says, let's start at verse 12. Blessed is the man that endured temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the master hath promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. So then we go into the definition of covet, and covet is what? Desire, lust. So we're drawn away by our own evil thoughts and enticed by them. So we think up things, and then we ended up producing sin from the things that we think up. Okay? Then, when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. So, just like I said, that lust that we think of, it basically produces fruit. It's just an evil fruit, which is sin. And then, when sin is full blown, it begets death. So let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 1, the temptation of Yahushua. Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Not tempted of the Most High, tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, If thou be the Son of the Most High, command these stones be made bread. And so, notice that Yahushua had fasted for 40 days. And so, what happens when you fast? You strengthen your spirit and you weaken the body. And I'm not just saying so in a physical sense of weaken the body. I'm talking about that carnal nature. You weaken that. You weaken that control that it has over you. And you elevate the spirit. The spirit wants to do good. See? Verse 4. But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. Okay? And so, the devil tried to get Yahushua. He tried to plant something in his mind. He tried to plant a thought in his mind. But Yahushua didn't have some lustful desire, some covetous desire in his mind for the devil to play off. He was pure. His mind was pure. His mind was thinking on the words of his Father. His mind was on the scriptures, completing his mission. So there wasn't some little seed that was planted in his mind that could grow to commit sin, because he didn't have that. He was pure. Verse 5, Then the devil, taking him up into the holy city, and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and said unto him, If thou be the Son of the Most High, cast thyself down, for it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And Yahushua said unto him, It is written, Thou shalt not tempt Yahweh thy power. So again, Yahushua is using the scriptures on the devil, because that's where his thought process works. So he's meditating on the laws of the Most High. He's not thinking about his own desires and letting them grow into a sin. Okay? That's the power of these scriptures. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceedingly high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and said unto him, All these things I will give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then said Yahushua unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship Yahweh thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. So he's quoting the Ten Commandments right there. And people try to say the law is done away with and all of this stuff. No. It's the scripture, and the scripture cannot be broken. Okay? Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. Okay, let's get James chapter 4, verse 7. It says, Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. That's what Yahushua did. He resisted. And the devil left him. Left him clean alone, went about his business. All right? So we got an example of how to not let covetousness and lustful desires and things enter into your mind with Yahushua. Now let's go look at King David when he sinned with Bathsheba. Let's go to 2 Samuel. I think it's 2 Samuel 11. Yes. And it says, And it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon. Who are the children of Ammon? Modern day Japanese. And besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem. And it came to pass in an evening tide that David arose from his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. So this is when the desire, that lust, that covetousness got in to David. In verse 3, David sent and inquired after the woman. So he thought about it, and then he made action. So he inquired after the woman and said, Is not this Bathsheba the daughter of Elam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? So now he finds out it's somebody's wife. And so the Ten Commandments says, Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. And so now he has a decision to make. And what does he do? And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her. Now both of these people know what they're doing is wrong. Okay? So we're just focused on David's thought process. Like, he sees this beautiful woman, a desire enters in his heart. Then he learns, oh, she's taken, and now he lets that desire grow into an action, which becomes a sin. He commits adultery, and he's coveting his neighbor's wife, which leads to another sin, which was the adultery. Okay? For she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. And the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child. So, that's how, sin presents itself. It presents itself as something good, something desirable. It happens to us all. I sin. I'm not, this righteous person or whatnot. I fall. I'm human, but that's why we have Yahushua and we have grace, but we have to do our best not to abuse that grace. So I hope this lesson was edifying. And again, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushua, and double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. And Shalom.